What's good, fam? It is just a little bit before 4 o'clock on my end. I thought we'd get in here and cook for a couple minutes while I had a little bit of time before I got to grab Lulu. Sometimes you get that nervous energy. I'm not nervous about anything per se, but sometimes you just get that nervous energy type vibe going, and you really need to do something. I don't do drugs. I rarely drink. So to do something constructive, I thought I need to get in here and, pop off for a quick minute. I appreciate everybody who has come forth, and helping me in this mission that I just really jumped on, with these missing kids. And I appreciate everybody. And I want to thank everybody for all the likes, all the follows, everything on and I guess I just learned about Boost. So I want to thank everybody that has been boosting the post on TikTok. And I'm not a real big TikTok person, but I've got to learn to get a little younger in this space. So I'm doing what I can, but I wanted to cook just on a couple things because I feel like people are being misguided, misled, miseducated, and then they're therefore just missing the messages that are out here because all messages aren't good. I'm doing my shares right now, so when I kick the intro, we're only going to be up for a quick minute to do some housekeeping things, make sure that we good, and then I'm going to jump right back on here. But I definitely wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about variable static, okay? Variable static, and we won't be long, but we're gonna be strong. My situation is cut and dry. When I say something, it's what I say. It's my views. Views of Freedman Media are not directly the views of anybody else, and I get that, and I want people to understand that. Time I bring anybody on my cast, I want people to understand everything that I'm bringing on is from my mind. In my mind. I don't want anybody to feel like I bring somebody on, so they can be an echo chamber, because that's what a lot of these casts are doing now. They bring people on and they say they like-minded. No, they just like them. And I get it. People run in packs, murderers run with murderers, and robbers run with robbers, and drug addicts run with drug addicts, and drug dealers run with drug dealers, and rapists run with rapists. I get it. I totally get it. But what's happening out here is the message that's being put out in the public is a misinformed message. So who I am, I'm going to break all that up. Okay. I look at these people as phlegm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Robitussin. So I'm going to break all that phlegm up with this lyrical Robitussin, with this movement. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to cleanse some things. So there's variables, there's static, and there's variable static. So I'm going to kick the intro, get some housekeeping things in, and then we're going to get back at it in about 2 minutes. Give me 1 sec here, y'all.
This revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
everybody.
We are coming to get our check.
What's good? What's good? What's good, family? So we bring this all the way down. Like I said, we ain't gonna be in here too long, but I wanted to come back in here as I always do with a purpose, but I didn't get on yesterday. Totally my fault. Had a lot going on. Days are kind of rocky sometimes. So I've got to get a formatted schedule to where I'm going to be able to deliver, whether it be 1, 3, 5 videos. And then I know I have a day to where I don't do anything, but I just got a lot of things popping right now and we trying to put things in perspective. But once again, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody that has been helping me, work with these missing children, because the biggest thing for me is that we find these kids. We got to find these babies. Okay. Not finding these babies is a failure upon us. So we've got to make sure that we get these babies back in their homes where they're healthy, happy, and they can manifest. So that's a beautiful thing. What's up, Ro? What's up, Free? We only gonna kick it in here for a quick minute. I had to come in because I'm seeing variable static out here. And once again, I want to dedicate this stream to, because it's American Freedman Month, okay? So let me bring it back up here. This stream is dedicated to the one late, great Bob Hoot Gibson. Bob Hoot Gibson. He was one of the greatest pitchers ever, not one of the greatest black pitchers ever, not one of the greatest American freedmen pitchers ever. He was one of the greatest pitchers ever in the major leagues, okay? And I call him Hoot because they actually used to call him Gibby, but then when Kirk Gibson came along, they gave Bob Gibson's name to Kirk Gibson, and now they call Kirk Gibson Gibby. So we're going to go back to his original name, which is Hoot. Bob Hoot Gibson. Sister Yvette in the house. Impromptu thing, Sister Yvette, I appreciate you coming through. We won't be long, but we're going to be strong. Always, always. Yes, ma'am. American Freedman Month. We can no longer have Black History Month because they want to make anybody with melanin in their skin black. So everybody can't celebrate this day. This day is for real Black folks, Black American folks. Okay. Now, I know we have a few people that maybe have come from other spots in the territories, and we celebrate them as well because they became allies, and they became allies to American freedmen. But I'm sorry, if you don't identify as a Black man, you cannot be a Black man in Black History Month. If you don't identify as a Black woman, you cannot be a Black woman during Black History Month. If you don't identify as a Black child, you cannot be a Black child during Black History Month. Y'all go on back over there to what y'all celebrate them 11 months, and they celebrated this month. We don't need convenient Black folks during Black History Month. This literally is for Black Americans. Now, I know we stretch out into the diaspora because we had some allies out there, and we salute them because they lived as Black people. But the people that aren't living as Black people but want to grift over to the Blackness, nah, dog. We can't do that here. We're not going to do that here. So we saluting Bob Hoot Gibson today, who changed baseball itself because Bob Gibson had one of the most ridiculous years in 1968 that they lowered the pitching mound. They lowered the pitching mound after Bob Gibson tore their ass up in 1968 and then changed the game for everybody else because he was still long, he was still strong. But they lowered the mound because they said it gave him too much of an advantage. Well, what they think it gave everybody else? Why they think it gave everybody else an advantage? Now, Afro-Latinos are not included. This is for Black Americans. Sorry, I'm not conflating these issues anymore. If you live as a Black person, you live as a Black person, but you do not live as a Black Latina during Black History Month. Period. Period. This is not for Latinas. Latinas got their own Hispanic Heritage Month. They can go over there with that. We're not doing that. This is Black Americans. Now, if you got Black Latino heritage, but you lived as a Black person, maybe we can have a conversation, but we're not talking about Afro-Latinos, Latinx, Latin this, Latin that. No, 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 no. We done with that shit. We've been conflating this issue too much. That's why we so fucked up out here with this reparations thing. Because now everybody thinks they can qualify, but ain't lived as a Black person. You know, all the pretendians, all them folks, they need to go somewhere. They need to go run off to a reservation and see if they can get in. And when you can't get in, come on back. We might have some work for you in the kitchen. Sorry. It's not there for you anymore. No Latina, no Native American, no this, no that, no, 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 no. You live Black, we Black. You live Black Latina? Okay, we'll see you in Mexican Village. Holla. Adios. That's where we at. That's where we at with this shit. And it's in my mind, the views of Freedman Media are not directly the views of anybody else, but today it's all Freedman Media.
In my mind.
Thank you very much. So let's get popping. Variable static. Seeing a lot of misguidedness around the community, a lot of misguidedness around the village. Went to my first Ypsilanti Township board meeting last night, and I appreciate those folks welcoming me in. I met the board members last night, met some trustees, met an attorney last night. And I talked to some of the people from the community, and it wasn't a real big meeting, but I liked that space because I saw and heard the voices of the people of the community. And when I'm hearing the community talk, I'm listening. As a villager, I'm listening. And I got up on the mic, had to get up on the mic because I tried to say my comment from my seat, but they said, no, you have to talk in the mic because that's the way the meetings are recorded. So I had to speak from the mic. And when I spoke from the mic, at the end of the meeting, people was coming up to me, shaking my hand, thanking me for my words, making me understand that they understood where I was coming from. So obviously what I said came across clearly because that's all I do is I try to come across clearly. I don't try to come across so I can cross people up. I don't be out here trying to say big ass words that I learned in prison or in rehab and shit. No, that's not me. I say the words that people understand. But see, some of y'all want to be philosophizers. Some of y'all want to be philosophizers out here. All y'all prison philosophers. All y'all barbershop socialists. Oh, I'm sorry. Sociologists. Yeah. Okay. You know, talk what you want to talk, but let's see who you really are out here in these streets. Let's see who you really are. Let's see who you really been out here in these streets. Because I'm tired of motherfuckers talking about their stats. And I told people the reason I don't talk now is because I talked back then. I paved the way back then in the early 90s when a lot of y'all was either doing dope, selling dope, in prison for dope, robbing people, stealing people, killing people. Some of y'all went to prison a little bit more earlier than that in the 80s and the 70s. But now you out here thinking you're doing something. I'm like, dog, this is when you should be trying to pull your people back up. You tore your neighborhood up then. This is when you should be trying to pull people back up. Now you just grifting, trying to go to that next buck, trying to get that next buck. I get it. But see, I've lived that high heyday. Now I'm living for the city. I'm living for the city. I get it. I get why y'all want to be what y'all want to be. But now y'all niggas is 50, 60, and 70 years old. You should have did it in your 20s like I did, like a G. See, I was forward thinking because I was trying to create generational wealth. Little did I know I had people kind of pulling that rug up from up under me. And it doesn't matter because I still done made hay. I'm still fat. Y'all ain't never seen me bumming. Y'all ain't never seen me with a cup in my hand. Y'all ain't never seen me leaking. I could have $3 or $3,000. You never know. But as soon as you clowns get some money, y'all show up at the games. Y'all show up at the games. Y'all be in the clubs. You big dummies, all y'all going to prison. Just want to let you know. Just want to give you a precursor. You're going to prison, okay? Be ready for the bracelets. All them bracelets and chains y'all got on now, y'all going to get a new bracelet in a few months. Okay, keep playing with me if you want to. Gotcha. I'm on it, Sister Yvette, because I ain't got a whole lot of time to be in here, so we're going to jump right to it. But shout out once again to the late, great Bob Gibson, Bob Hoot Gibson, one of the greatest to ever sling it. Brother had a hose on him. He had a hose on him. They couldn't hit the ball. 1 run per game in 1968. He was a G, and he's still a G. And he's still a G. So shout out to Brother Bob. So, yes, let's get back at it. Variable static. Variable static. People don't really understand about these two words put together. So I'm going to break them down. I'm going to first give you variable, then I'm going to give you static, and then we're going to put it together. All right. Appreciate the like on the video. This is going through Facebook. It's going through YouTube. It's going through Twitter. So hopefully you catch it where you catch it. Okay. Hopefully you catch it where you catch it. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to break something down because, like I said, we being misguided, we being misled, we being miseducated. And I throw myself into it, even though I'm not in there. I'm never going to leave my folks. I'm never going to leave my folks. I'm always going to be with my folks. So if my folks is being misguided, I'm being misguided. If my folks are being misled, I'm being misled. If my folks are being miseducated, I'm being miseducated. You understand me? I am. Brother Larry, you own it. Couldn't nobody mess with who? Couldn't nobody mess with who? I was mad when they gave Kirk Gibson his nickname, Gibby. That was the original Gibby right there. But they gave Kirk Gibson the name. See what white supremacy do to y'all? See? See? But yes, he was the GOAT. He was the GOAT. I mean, during my era, I looked up to J.R. Richard and I looked up to Dwight Gooden, but I also knew who Bob Gibson was too, because I used to listen to the OGs talking about Bob Gibson. And I respected his game. I was a lefty, but I respected his game. He was a G. But yeah, let's pop into this thing with static. Let's bring static on up to the board. We got to bring, let's bring variable up to the board, okay? Variable static. The first word is variable, right? So we got to go right into variable. Variable, not consistent or having a fixed pattern, liable to change. Words similar, changeable, changing, varying, shifting, fluctuating, irregular, waving, vacillating. Vacillating. Inconsistent, inconstant, fluid, floating, unsteady, even, unstable, unsettled, movable, mutable. Yeah. They mutable. They gonna be mutable. When they go through them walls, they gonna be mutable. They gonna stand mute. Unfixed. Capricious. Temperamental. Fickle. Volatile. Yeah, some of them got some violent tendencies out here. When you think of these type of words, you really don't think of variable. When you think of variable, you think of something totally different. But it starts out not consistent or having a fixed pattern. Liable to change. The quality of hospital food is highly variable. Hospital food be nasty, depends on where you at. Now, it's unfortunate, but if you go to a hospital and you go to the cafeteria in the hood, it's like eating at a restaurant. But you go to a hospital and it kind of be where Dwights live, yeah, straight out the bag, baby. Straight out the bag, drop it on the pan, da-da-dee-da-da-da. But black folks be cooking in the black hospitals. Trying to tell you, black folks be cooking in the black hospitals. I've experienced both. And that was a very, very, very fat statement. I get it, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't forget the 17 strikeouts in game 1 of the 1968 World Series. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you, I was just jingling in my daddy's dress pants at that time, so I can't remember none of it. But I've heard about it, and I've seen excerpts of game 1. 17 strikeouts. In a 9-inning game, there's only 27 outs. 17 of his 27 outs was strikeouts in game 1 of the World Series. When you think about how dynamic that had to be, after he done did 1.12 ERA all season. He done played all the playoffs. Now he done came into game 1 of the World Series and he does 17 strikeouts. I don't want to hear nothing about Nolan Ryan. I don't want to hear nothing about Sandy Koufax. I mean, they was great. And I respected and revered them as well as baseball players. I love the game of baseball. But Bob Gibson, 17 strikeouts in game 1 of the World Series, the biggest stage. Come on now. Y'all better stop playing with me. Appreciate that, Kenny. McGee for Sheriff 2024. Just in case y'all forgot, we back. We back. Views of Friedman Media are not necessarily the views of anybody that panels or comments in my chats. Derek, Alicia. Hey, now y'all know who I'm supporting, right? Okay. Paperwork's in. We good. 2024. We'll see you. But we're talking about variable, and we got variable in. But now let's go to static. If you got variable static, you got to be able to define static. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, variable. Now we got static. Static is lacking in movement. Now, what was variable? Variable was constantly moving, lacking in movement, action, or change, especially in a way viewed as undesirable or uninteresting. Words similar: unchanged, fixed, stable, steady, unchanging, changeless, unvarying, variable, constant, consistent, uniform, undeviating. Opposite of what? Variable. Oh, so we just found the antonym to variable. Static is an antonym. So a variable is constantly changing and unmoving and can do all types of stuff, but static is the exact opposite of it. What do you have when you have variable static? When you got variable static, when you got an ever-changing, unmoving object, what do you have? You have an obstruction. Peace to BTP Riri, my soul sister. Check your text. So I need for people to understand variable static. Variable puts us in a place where we move in. Changeable, changing. Static puts us in a place where there's no movement. Things are unchanged. So if you got variable static, you've got confusion, you've got obstruction. And we've got a lot of that in our community right now. We've got confusion, we've got obstruction, we've got delusion, we've got corruption. Don't get me in here on the bars today. I don't have time anyway. I got to go get Lou. But where I'm at right now, I had to get this off. This was like nervous energy. I had to get this off because I'm experiencing some other stuff. I'm in a whole nother sphere right now. So this is the way I get out of here. A lot of people think I probably just smoke. A lot of people think I might even drink. Nah, this is my safe haven here. Getting with my family, kicking it with my family. You got to understand, this is me. This is me. See, a lot of these people, I get it. They doing it for the super chats. I get it. They doing it for the cash apps, for the PayPals, for the Venmo. And eventually we'll seek that. But you know why we're going to seek money? We're going to seek money so we can put it back into the community. See, I'm not just going to be up here filing for grants and hoping for $1.2 million. No, I'm going out seeking $1 from 1.2 million people. We different, dog. We different. We see you. We see you high signing at the Pistons game with your vintage. We see you. Nigga, check my stats. I was at the Pistons games on the floor in 2003, 2004. With a family had season tickets when we won the championship. You niggas is in, you in patron seats. You in patron seats. Stop playing with yourselves. And how'd y'all get them good seats like that? With them ARPA funds? Don't mess with me. I ain't see y'all at no Pistons game before y'all got the ARPA funds. What's going on with that? Y'all was at the EMU games. Oh, y'all was repping Monty. Y'all was repping Monty at the EMU games. Soon you get the ARPA funds, now you down at the LCA. Okay. Don't think ain't nobody else seen it. I'm just the only one that's going to say something. Nigga.
In my mind.
So, you know, this was probably y'all when y'all was going to get that money.
We are coming to get our check.
We still rolling? It says we had a problem. It says we had a problem. Let's see if we got a problem. Are we off Facebook? Are we off Facebook? I don't know. It says we off Facebook. It says we off Facebook. So the whole stream might be down. Who knows? I might be off. We still good, Sister Yvette? Because it's saying that I'm offline. Let me see real quick before I get to cooking. Let me see real quick. We good on YouTube? Okay, so we good on YouTube. All right. Oh, we might be off. We might be off Facebook. All right, we still good. Facebook is down. Okay. Facebook is down. I get it. I don't know why we down on Facebook, but we down. We good on YouTube. Word up. Word up. So we coming.
We are coming to get our check.
We coming. What's good, Black Seed? All right, I don't know what happened to Facebook. I don't know what happened. Let's see if I can fix it. If I can't fix it, it says I can remove it and re-add it. Let me remove it. We're going to remove it. And see what happens. We're going to say the changes. See if we come back. If we don't come back, we're just going to finish it on YouTube. It's all good. I'm not sure exactly what happened there on Facebook, but where we at. Well, yeah, what we doing right now, man? What we doing right now? We putting some things together, and I don't know exactly who's on what side. Don't even care. I am on the side of the people, and the people speak through me. So when I see variable static, when I see people who are just obstructions, when I see people who are distractions to the people, I got a problem. I got a problem with it, man. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do when I can do what I can do, you know. But we got too many people out here with false stories, false missions, false narratives. Me, myself, I've been the same. I've been on it the same way from the beginning. Of course, things have changed. Names have changed, podcast names have changed, just that. But my message has always been the same, and I've always been about my people, and I've always been about my village. Always. And I'm going to stay that way. But the biggest problem that we have with a lot of these people that come along, they become distractions. They knock us off our paces. Next thing we know, we listening to garbage. Flat out garbage, poison. They spitting venom when you think they blowing you a kiss. And I don't want to be there. I'm not going to be there. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to impede this variable static. And I'm going to. One cast at a time, one meeting at a time, one individual situation at a time. That's why I told y'all in 2023, I'm not arguing with people about what my people are owed. American freedmen are owed a debt. Why would I argue about that with anybody anymore? Why would I debate with anybody about that anymore? My job is not to debate. My job is to manifest. And I do that with my people. I do that for my people. Whatever we got going on, as long as we together, we are an unmovable force. We don't want to be variable. And we don't want to be static. And we definitely don't want to be variable static. But I told y'all, I was only going to kick it in here for about 45 minutes, showing I'm 32 up, if I'm still up. I don't even need to know if I'm still up because I know I lost Facebook. I don't know if I lost Twitter, but I lost the book. It says the video ended. It says the video ended. So I don't know what happened on the book. Maybe Facebook said, you know what? We don't want your content no more, bro. Maybe that's what they did. And they said I could add it. They said I could add it back into the stream. But I don't know. It ain't adding it. It ain't adding it. So it is what it is. It says an error occurred. So it is what it is. Let me see if I can do this one. Save changes. No. Said an error occurred. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. So we'll get back at it. We'll get back at it a little later. You know, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing to the video, what they're doing to my post. I don't know what they're doing. But I think I'm down on YouTube too. I think I'm gone on I think I'm gone everywhere. Freedman Media. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. But I appreciate everybody that came in here. I think I got the definition out before I got clicked off. So whatever happened after I got knocked off of Facebook, it says, Shannon, you got clicked off. Oh, wow. Oh, I am on YouTube. I'm still rolling on YouTube. Okay. Well, let's spend a couple more minutes. Let's spend a couple more minutes up in here. Because what I wanted to really finish with was I really wanted to state how variable static is hurting us. It's hurting our people. And I appreciate the YouTube folks. Love my Facebookers, but YouTube is the platform that this is really getting distributed from via the StreamYard platform, you know, and where Facebook, I really got to start there years ago. I went to YouTube. I never became a YouTuber. But what I am is I'm consistent. I got over 800 videos on YouTube. People just don't understand. I just didn't get here. I've been here. And the message has always been strong. But it is what it is. Today, I appreciate the fact that Black Seed's up in here, that Yvette's up in here, that Tyrone's up in here, that Free's up in here, that McGee's up in here, that Brother Larry my grandparent brethren. Yeah, man. We in it, man. We in this thing. We in this thing. Facebook will do what it's going to do. It's going to say what it's going to say. It's going to be what it's going to be. The metaverse really don't like me no more. I get it. I get the metaverse don't like me no more. I get it. But where we are in this space is a very unique situation. So I really want to get up out of here now. I wanted to just basically kind of bring it down. I didn't want to just abruptly end. Glad y'all let me know that I was still on YouTube. Let me go get my granddaughter, get back here, get our evening started and whatnot. I truly believe that if we control our thought process, our movements, variable static won't interfere with our movements, but variable static is easily a situation that it could hurt us if we allow that obstruction within our lives. We cannot allow variable obstruction in our lives, variable static in our lives, because that's an obstruction. And once it stops us from doing what we're here to do, then there's a problem. But I appreciate y'all that checked it in. Find out what happened with Facebook. Like I said, the metaverse and me really ain't been getting along this last year. So either way, what we gonna do, we'll get out of here the same way we came in. Let me go ahead and throw on the intro. And I will because I think the main thing for me is, like I said, the consistency.
That it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word.
And we'll get that.
All of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black
We are
people
coming
are demanding
to get our check.
You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free.
In my
You
mind.
told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country.
So y'all be good.
Your word, and let us see the
One
justice
love.
and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a bird, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
Y'all want to see a dead body?